Wrestling Championships presented on ESPN by Enterprise Rent-A-Car. As we get ready for 184 pounds, 2 unbeatens. How about this? Jake Varner, the NCAA runner-up a year ago against Mike Pucillo from Ohio State, and the Big Ten champion. This is the way it should be at 184.
This has everything to do with the team race right here for second place.
Ohio State controls their own destiny. They win one out of their next 2 finalists. Mike Pucillo here at 84, J.D. Bergman at heavyweight, and they'll have second place wrapped up. But if Iowa State wins here, Dustin Fox wins at heavyweight over J.D. Bergman, Iowa State would be in second place.
And how about Bergman's Arnold Schwarzenegger impersonation? Pretty good, huh?
He pumped us up.
We'll hear a little bit more of that later on.
These two have not met this season. Both outstanding high school wrestlers. Varner coming out of California, Pucillo out of Ohio. They're legends in their own state. Varner really big and strong, second last year to Herbert from Northwestern, who took an Olympic redshirt year this year. Still has 1 year of eligibility. But Varner keeps great position. He's really tough to score on. Doesn't do a whole lot of offense on the feet, but nobody else can get it done on him either.
He's been the #1 seed, #1 rank, but he always has tight matches, real close matches.
He gets on top. He's good with being a pinner, but Pucillo's going to have something to say about that. The Big Ten champ, Mike Pucillo, beat Todd Tyrell in the finals with a last-second takedown. Well, there's a difference even between the way these two look. I mean, Varner, he's big and strong. Pucillo's not the most impressive-looking guy at the weight physically, but he's very good skills and keeps good offense going.
He has great motion. He moves in and out very well, and he'll be there at the end of the match. Both these guys All-Americans. Varner second last year, Pucillo 6th last year.
Maybe a look-alike there. Cale Sanderson and Jake Varner, they look a lot alike. And Cale Sanderson, of course, 4-time NCAA champion for Iowa State when he competed, now the head coach in his second year.
And of course, wrestling at the same weight, at least for 3 of those years for Cale Sanderson. He went up to 197 in his last year, but 3 of those unbeaten years at 184 for Sanderson. And there is that eerily similar style, and it is, isn't it? I mean, it's the body type, it's everything.
Jake Varner, only a sophomore last year, second as a freshman this year, seeded #1 all year long. He had a nemesis in Roger Kish from Minnesota that he basically just started dominating early on this year. Never lost to him this year, and Kish had a lot of injuries, and after being a 3-time All-American was not able to accomplish that this year, but he had a courageous year in wrestling through injuries. But Varner been on top, and he doesn't have second in mind today. But Mike Pucillo, what a competitor.
29-0 coming into this match is Jake Varner.
Both of them wearing the red singlet, but obviously you can tell Varner with the Iowa State on the back and the big O for Ohio State on Pucillo. We were talking about Varner, how much he looks and maybe even wrestles a little bit like his coach, Cale Sanderson. Let's take you back, a flashback, if you will, to the great career of Cale Sanderson, the only guy to ever go through unbeaten.
4-time champ, never lost in an official college match. It's incredible.
Went ahead for a gold medal in 2004 Olympics.
So here to start the second period. And it was Varner on top and an escape for Pucillo.
Work in the center.
With more on Cale Sanderson, let's go to Quint Kesnick.
Dave, the Cale Sanderson and Jake Varner connection was immediate on Jake's recruiting trip. Now they work out as much as they can together, and Jake says he gets better every time they wrestle. Says Cale continually just beats him up. They're both humble and hardworking. They both have a unique sense of humors, and they mesh. Jake loves his comedy movies, Will Ferrell and Adam Sandler, and Cale says, you know, it's good for Jake to watch those movies. He needs his time to rest because he's putting in so much time in terms of competition and training.
Well, Cale Sanderson makes a difference, I'll tell you that, because Varner wasn't headed to Iowa State when he came out of high school. He was headed south to Stillwater. I mean, he was thinking about being a Cowboy, but Cale Sanderson came on the scene at Iowa State and immediately got some of the top recruiting classes in the last 3 years.
Well, he's an idol to all of the young wrestlers that looked up to him. But more importantly for Varner, he's a personal workout partner. And what more could you ask as a training athlete than to have that guy teaching you?
We learn from the best. And not just learn it in terms of coaching, Jeff, but learn it in hand-to-hand combat.
It's one thing to tell you about the pressure. It's another one to put you in that pressure and teach it to you directly.
Face, stand a face.
Not a deep shot, and Pucillo able to counter.
Stand in center, guys.
11 seconds to go here in the second period. It's the finals of the NCAA Wrestling Championships, presented on ESPN by Enterprise Rent-A-Car. With Jeff Blatnick, Tim Johnson, and Quint Kesnick, I'm Dave Armstrong, watching 184s, Varner and Pucillo, as we go to the third period. This time it'll be Varner starting on the mat, looking for that quick escape.